Was it the environment? Was it the timing? We must learn to ask ourselves questions. We must learn to review our market processes. We must learn to review our strategies when we think we have failed. Now, there are symptoms that are associated with failures and rejection. Because what failure does to your mind is it comes in as an energy vampire and it begins to feed off any atom of positivity inside of you. And it leaves you depressed. So when there is an attempt or a new opportunity for you to rise, the fear of failure and rejection will immobilize you. Anytime you are faced with a challenge or a task of marketing, anytime you feel like approaching somebody or doing a marketing campaign and you feel any of these symptoms, then it means that failure has gotten to you. It means that the fear of failure and rejection has gotten to you. Now, being aware does not help you to stay where you are. Being aware helps you to overcome it. Because when you don't know what is wrong with you, you will not know what to cure. You will not know what to treat. When you're able to tell what your problem is, you have just started solving your problem. So when there is this feeling of reluctance to try new things, you should know that you're suffering from the fear of failure or rejection. When you feel procrastination, when you feel procrastinating the ideas that you have, or you've thought about doing nice things, you've thought about going to site for videos, you talk about hiring a media team to make videos for you, you talked about sponsoring ads, but you keep procrastinating. Maybe next week, maybe next 2 weeks. Are you sure it's going to work? I've been doing videos for the past 6 months. Nothing has come out of it. When you harbor thoughts like this that leads to procrastinating the ideas and strategies that you need to be trying, you are self-sabotaging yourself. And that should give you the ticker that you're just afraid to fail. Perfectionism. When you allow perfection paralysis to hold you down, to immobilize you, you want it to be very perfect before you come out there marketing. You want the video to be very perfect. You want to be very good at speaking. You want to be very good at everything because you think it is when you are perfect that clients will listen to you. Now that is also a problem. Low self-esteem. When you look down on yourself, when you look down on what you're offering, like you see a lot of times as a realtor, when I make my videos and I turn up to see 10 views, 20 views. I remember when I subscribed to YouTube earlier then with 0 subscribers. And then I had my first subscriber, second, my first 10 subscribers. I kept making videos, 50 subscribers. But of course, I was seeing realtors with 1,000 subscribers, 5,000, 10,000. But I kept doing what I was doing because I felt that my brand of marketing had its market and that clients would definitely identify with my market. So I did not allow low self-esteem of the fewer number of subscribers to deter me. And that is what I see amongst realtors today. If your number of subscribers on social media is not high, it's not on the roof, you're thinking you're not giving value. Guess what? I started making sales from my channel even when I had less than 100 subscribers. So low self-esteem is this feeling that you're not good enough, that you cannot compete with those who are doing very well. And up till today, I still have people calling me from my old videos and saying, I've gone through other people's video and I think you're more experienced. So if I have fewer number of subscribers, how come there are people who still call me and then they still let me know that they like the content that I've portrayed or how I portrayed my content, my message, and that they see me to be what? A professional. They see me to be somebody who understands the market and they value my inputs. I've been to estates where people tell me, oh, Solomon Evans, we know you. Oh, it was because of you I bought this estate. Even when they did not come through me. And I did all of this, made all of this impact from a channel or platform with less than 1,000 subscribers. So low self-esteem is a thing, and it can cripple you, it can immobilize you if you don't know how to change the direction inside of your mind. Now let's see another angle to fear or failure. Let's see another angle to failure. I'll be referencing Terina Allen from one of her Forbes publication. Now she says, I quote, "Successful people don't define failure as the opposite of success. Successful people do not define failure as the opposite of success. They define failure as the opposite of trying." So it's either you're trying or you're failing. Because a man that has stopped to try, a lady that has stopped to try, a person who has stopped to try has failed. The idea of shutting down opportunities because you have failed before. Oh, I failed the first time. I failed the second time. It puts you in the position of what? Failure. But when you keep trying, you're still a success because something good can come out from your efforts. Failure is that feeling long before it becomes an actual result. Remember, I mentioned earlier in this class that you have two assets, tangible and intangible assets. And there are two areas where you have strengths, the physical strength and the strength in your mind. Here, Alan Terina is saying that failure is the feeling. Where do you have feeling? Your mind, your thought process, right? Failure is the feeling, your thought process that you have accepted. The feeling that you have accepted even becomes an actual result, even before it becomes an actual result. What does that tell you? If you fail in your mind, you're definitely going to fail in the physical. And that is why you have to keep your mind positive at all times. You owe it to yourself to maintain an inspired mind. So the opposite of failure is not success. It is what? Trying. You keep trying. You keep trying. You keep pushing. You keep making an attempt until you get the needed results. Now let's look at the causes of failure. The causes of failure, especially for real estate marketers. 1, poor environmental influences. Your environment constitutes or conditions you to win or fail. Your environment. It's not just about where you live. Remember, we say where you live is in your mind, right? But you see your physical environment. I remember those days, early enough in business. What I do is I live where I stay and I go to highbrow areas. I take a stroll around there. I look at the kind of people who live in that community or neighborhood. I made it a thing. It was a secret thing for me. I take my time, go to areas where I think the people that I want to be like, where they stay, where they do business. So when I go home, I condition my mind around that kind of environment. You can see it as a biblical, you are in the world, but you're not of the world. So I can say that you are in an environment, but you should not be of that environment if that is not a perfect environment for you. Do not judge your strength by where you are. In fact, the environment where you are, you can override the condition around that environment. If you cannot physically put your environment to be the kind of environment that will inspire you, you can use your mind to override the conditioning of that environment. So poor environment can influence your thought process. It can condition you for failure. especially when you look around you and the people around you are not doing so well, it begins to affect your imagination. Guess what? We have had amazing people come out from even the worst of environments. Why? Because they did not allow the environment to hold them back. They did not allow the environment to become an excuse. So you cannot allow your environment to hold you back from growing. You can either build the strength to condition your physical environment or override the condition of the environment with your mind. Go to where successful realtors stay. Be part of the circle, be part of the network. When there's a realtor event or hangout, luncheon, you need to participate. The more you flock around people who are doing well or people who are hungry to do well, the more hungry you want to become. It's like the parable of the 5 wise maidens and the 5 foolish maidens. You need to join the team that wants to win, the team with oil, the team with the light. You must learn to condition your environment. You must learn to condition the things around you. And when we talk about your environment, it also goes with the people, the kind of decisions you make. You need to live beyond where you are at the moment. That is how you grow. If you're in level 7 and you need to get to level 1, you start dreaming of level 6. You start dreaming of level 5. You don't dream downward. You don't inspire or aspire downward. You aspire upward.